As we told you earlier in the newscast, Bakersfield NAACP is making a presentation at the City Council meeting tonight.
Yeah, this comes a day the legal claim was filed by two young black men against the city and the police department, alleging they were the targets of racial profiling, false arrest, and for one of them, a beating. We go live now to reporter Kyle Harvey, who was there at that meeting. Kyle?
David, so I'd say that there's 2 to 3 dozen people that showed up at the meeting tonight specifically to talk about this issue and also to hear what Patrick Jackson had to say about it. Patrick Jackson is the leader of the local NAACP. He had just gotten up to speak right when I walked out of here in the opening public comment period to the City Council to talk about the problems that he perceives in the Bakersfield Police Department, problems that the two alleged victims in this case hope to fix with a lawsuit.
There is a problem with this department.
Today, Gehlawat served the city with a legal claim on behalf of two young black men, which seeks damages for battery, false imprisonment, false arrest, and negligence.
There was no reason whatsoever for these officers to be detaining these young men or approaching them in the first place. There is obviously a racial component to what happened.
Gehlawat is referring to an incident on the night of December 5th. There was an altercation between police and roommates Timothy Grismore and Xavier Hines near a Taco Bell in West Bakersfield. The NAACP put it on the public's radar, publishing a widely viewed video on Facebook earlier this month about the incident.
Asked us if we were on parole, if we had any warrants. We both said no. They asked us what our name were, and we asked why. And they still hadn't identified themselves as officers.
After they declined to offer their names, Hines and Grismore say the officers became violent.
When he slammed me on the floor, he hit me with his elbow in my chin. The guy hops out with the baton, and he runs at me, and he says, "Stay seated, boy, unless you want to get beat too."
Then, according to Grismore and Hines, the officers became violent, ordering Hines to the ground and beating Grismore with a baton. He says he was taken to the hospital afterwards for stitches. The two were jailed overnight on suspicion of jaywalking and resisting arrest, but neither were ever charged with a crime.
This is very frustrating because it makes us feel like this could happen to anybody and this could happen anywhere. They would have been a little bit more cooperative and actually worked with us. We probably would have had a regular day.
The police declined to comment today, but the official report says officers ordered the two men to stop where they were, but the two continued walking away faster, with Grismore continuing to shout obscenities. Gehlawat denies that part of the report.
As far as we're concerned, that played no role in it. But we also maintain that these young men did not do any of those things. They didn't cuss at the officers. They were not refusing commands.
Just as I was walking out, Patrick Jackson was referring to what happened as a Rodney King type event, calling it a heinous act. He'd asked for 3 things specifically. One was that the city council issue a public statement. He says it's not fair that the two students had not heard from their elected leaders yet about the issue. He would like the city council to allocate funding for body cams for the police department. He would also like a civilian police oversight board. Live at City Hall, I'm Kyle Harvey, Eyewitness News.
All right, Kyle, thank you for that.